Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be talking about the CF Moto CLX 700 Heritage model. I've already done the sport version of this, but this is another iteration of this bike that is for a different type of buyer. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you whether or not this bike right here is a good buy or if it's a good buy. Before we get started, I want to make a note that only 5% of viewers subscribed who watch my videos. It'd be really cool to see that number go up, so at the end of this video, if you really enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, dropping a like on this video, and leaving me a comment telling me what you enjoyed about it. A couple things about this motorcycle. This is a parallel twin with 74 horsepower. The Heritage model does not get the Brembo brakes like the Sport model, instead they get J-Juan. You've also got cruise control, ride modes, adjustable suspension in the front, and LED lighting in the front and rear. But that's enough jawing for now. Let's get to the test ride. And here we are on the test ride. A quick comparison I want to make is to its brother, the CLX 700 Sport. That bike has clip-on style bars, definitely made for the weekend warrior and the guy who likes to go out, carve up the twisties. The Heritage model, however, is a little bit more versatile. You can go off the beaten path with the tire setup that comes on it. Commuting is a little bit better because it is a more upright, comfortable, ergonomically correct position, but you can still take it out and do that spirited riding and even go two up. There's a pretty nice sissy bar set up on AliExpress or AliExpress, however you say it. That looks like it would accommodate a passenger fairly well, and the seat that comes on this compared to the passenger seat on the Sport model is significantly better. I don't even know if I would call it a passenger seat, but CF Moto does. But this is almost like having three bikes in one, right? You've got your bike that can go off the beaten path, you've got your commuter, run your errands kind of motorcycle, and then you've got a bike that can perform. Let's do a little bit of roundabout action like we usually do. Throttle response in the lower RPMs on the CLX is a little jumpy, kind of a little bit of a lull that pops up whenever you first open the throttle, but for the most part, it's good. And I love the 693cc parallel twin they stuffed into this bike. It's got plenty of character, and once you get it past that 4,000 RPM mark, it really sings to you. And on top of that, it gets pretty decent fuel economy. A motorcycle from another OEM that we can compare this to from Japan is a Yamaha MT-07. That bike has an MSRP of $78.99. Once you get it out the door after all dealer fees and everything, you're probably looking around $9,700 to $9,800 before sales tax. The CLX 700 Heritage has an MSRP starting at $64.99. That gives you way more features than standard equipment, and it still goes out the door for just over $8,000 before sales tax. That bike also has a parallel twin, making right around 74 horsepower. It's missing a lot of features that come on this bike as standard equipment, such as cruise control, selectable ride mode, anti-lock brakes, adjustable suspension. The brakes on this bike are pretty decent. I think they could be a little bit better, but they do bring it to a stop. Another thing I'm noticing on this bike compared to the Sport model is the handlebars are super wide. This is a really wide setup. I don't know if you can see it. I'm sure the GoPro lens kind of throws it off, but them are some wide bars, boy. Now we're going to do our 0 to 60 test as per usual. And as I always mention in my 0 to 60 tests, I am not a professional rider, nor will I claim to be one, but I'm going to do my best to get this bike from 0 to 60 as quickly as I can. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. 60. And let's say that we've been riding for about an hour, our wrist is starting to hurt from twisting the throttle. Let's take a quick break, turn on that cruise control, and set it. Look at me, stretching out my wrists. That feels so much better. Now we can continue. If you're planning on doing some longer highway travel, this bike can totally handle it. RPMs are running around 5,000, and if you're curious about the passing power, I'm going to do a quick pull from 70 miles an hour to 90 miles an hour without dropping a gear. 3, 2, 1. 90. Beautiful. So yeah, passing power is totally there. And I get a lot of questions in my videos about who is CF Moto, what's the reliability like, what's up with the brand in general. Here's a quick rundown. CF Moto has been in business since I think the mid to late 80s, I want to say. I think the CF in their name stands for, and sorry if I butcher this, Chungfeng, something like that. So fast forward to like 2011, 2012, a little manufacturer that you might be familiar with, KTM, approaches CF Moto and says, hey, we need help manufacturing. Can you guys help us if we outsource this to you? And CF Moto was like, yeah, dude, sure, totally, let's do it. What's the catch? KTM said, well, we need quality control checkpoints here, and here. So CF Moto said, okay, And they did it, and it worked out very well. Because A, KTM got to meet demand by using CF Moto as a manufacturer, and CF Moto got the experience of a big-time manufacturer that people trust in because of their quality control, so they were able to take those practices and apply them to their own machines. Now, I think it was like 2017, maybe, where they brought their off-road models over here, like side-by-sides and ATVs. Those sold really well because of their riding without compromise value statement. And that value statement translates over to the motorcycle lineup because you get not only some fantastic features as standard equipment, but you get them at a price that's significantly lower than the already existing Japanese OEM competition. And if that's still not enough to convince you, they also provide a substantially longer warranty. Most Japanese OEMs like Yamaha, Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki provide a 1-year manufacturer's warranty. CF Moto provides 2 years. I'm sure I will inevitably get the comments on my video from the boomers who, for some reason, have a firm belief that CF Moto, again, a Chinese company, is in cahoots with the Chinese government to assist in overthrowing the United States of America by selling their products and tracking our patterns and movements. If you're one of those people that believe that, I'm going to recommend you loosen up that tinfoil hat that you're wearing and take a step back and really think about what you're saying. CF Moto motorcycles are going to reach less than 1% of the US population. In fact, I would say less than 0.5% of the US population. Those same people also say that if you're buying these products, you're supporting the Chinese and giving them your hard-earned money. Now, let's analyze that. Dealerships purchase these motorcycles from the manufacturer with their money. American money, American owners buying Chinese products, okay? The Chinese have been paid, they have their money from the dealership. Now, you, the consumer who's thinking about buying one of these, comes into the dealership and says, I would like to purchase one. So we sell you one. The profit that the dealership gets from your purchase goes to them, not the Chinese. Just want to clear that up if there's any confusion on that. Anyway, if you are one of those people that think the Chinese is stealing your money and they're using these machines to overthrow the US government, please do me a favor, close out of this video, goodbye. Anyway, that's enough of that rant. I really enjoy the CLX platform. I think the bike is drop dead gorgeous. You don't really need to add anything after the fact because it's already set up with most of the equipment you would need. And of course you can do small cosmetic mods to personalize it and make it your own, sure. But the way they come factory, I think they look really good. The value's there, and for most guys looking to get an intermediate motorcycle, this fits the bill to a T. But there's one question we haven't answered yet, and that is, does it wheelie? So let's find out. Yes, this bike does wheelie. And now I've got to do that thing where I give you my verdict. Much like whenever I did the CLX 700 Sport, I only had positive things to say about this bike, so you probably already know the answer, but my final verdict is that this is a good buy. The value's built into it, you don't have to pay extra for any sort of name, and it's really fun and a really versatile, capable motorcycle. For all those reasons, I stand by my decision, this is a good buy. Now, let's do the outro. Hey, welcome to the end of the video! If you enjoyed today's content, please consider leaving me a like. If you want to see more content like this, consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you have anything you'd like to say to me about this video, please put it in the comments below. Go. Good Lord. Do you not see a pattern here? What is wrong with you people?